Sofia and Leonor news update. Princess Leonor is reading to goodbye to Infanta Sofia. Two sisters, always together. But now, distance. Leonor is leaving. Sofia is staying. A goodbye, whispered in silence. But is it really the end? Or the beginning of something greater? Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia. Two sisters raised in the same palace halls, walking the same red carpets, smiling through the same flashing cameras. From childhood, they have been inseparable, side by side in ceremonies, shoulder to shoulder in family portraits, whispering to each other when royal duty grew too heavy. Yet now, a quiet storm is brewing. Leonor, the heir, is preparing to say goodbye. Sofia, the younger sister, must learn to walk alone. The news strikes at the heart of Spain's monarchy. Leonor, bound by destiny, steps into her future as queen-in-waiting. Sofia, bound by love, watches her sister drift into a new world of responsibility. It is not just a royal duty, it is a family fracture, one that tugs at the deepest emotions of anyone who has ever had to say goodbye to a loved one. But why now? Why does Leonor's journey force such a sharp separation from Sofia? The answer lies in their paths. Leonor is stepping fully into the crown's shadow. Military training, public duties, and the relentless gaze of the world demand her presence. She must live, breathe, and embody Spain's future. Sofia, though beloved, does not carry the same weight. Her role remains undefined, her life unfolding in a quieter rhythm. And so, the sisters, once always together, must now part. Picture the moment. A palace corridor, soft golden light spilling through tall windows. Leonor, her uniform crisp, her face calm but eyes heavy. Sofia, standing still, biting her lip, fighting the tears. They do not need words, their silence says everything. A hug, a whisper, a lingering look that says, "I will miss you." And then, Leonor steps forward. Sofia remains behind. The bond between them is more than sisterhood, it is survival. Growing up under the crown meant endless discipline, strict appearances, and the heavy expectations of a nation. Leonor leaned on Sofia, and Sofia leaned on Leonor. Together, they carved out a childhood within the rigid lines of monarchy. But now, that childhood is ending. And here lies the deeper question: how will Sofia cope without Leonor by her side? Some insiders whisper that Sofia is struggling, that her confidence wanes when her sister is absent. Others say she is blooming, finding her own strength, carving her own identity away from the heir's shadow. But which is true? Let us remember the public moments that defined their closeness. At coronations and ceremonies, the two always stole glances at each other, their subtle smiles a code no one else could decipher. At Princess Leonor's oath to the Spanish Constitution, Sofia sat just behind her, eyes filled with pride, but also something deeper, perhaps the awareness that this moment marked the beginning of their separation. For Sofia, Leonor's goodbye is not just about distance, it is about identity. For years, she was known as the other daughter, the one who followed, the one who stood quietly beside. But now, without Leonor's constant presence, Sofia must step forward into her own story. Could this be the moment that transforms her from supporting role to independent voice? And for Leonor, this farewell is heavier than duty. Behind her royal composure lies the ache of leaving her sister. She knows the crown requires sacrifice. But does it have to cost her the bond she treasures most? Family tensions quietly ripple beneath the surface. Queen Letizia, fiercely protective of both daughters, feels the weight of the separation. She nurtured their closeness, guarding them against palace politics. King Felipe, once a crown prince himself, understands Leonor's path but fears for Sofia's place in history. The parents watch as their daughters drift apart, powerless to stop the pull of destiny. But perhaps destiny is not the end. Perhaps distance can build new strength. Already, Sofia is being shaped by Leonor's absence. Reports describe her stepping into more public comfort, smiling brighter, standing taller, no longer shadowed by constant comparison. Could it be that Leonor's goodbye is Sofia's beginning? And yet, the emotional weight remains. Sisters who shared every secret, every childhood memory, must now live in two worlds. When Leonor greets soldiers, Sofia will sit in classrooms. When Leonor addresses parliaments, Sofia will walk quietly through palace gardens. Two rhythms. Two lives, forever connected, yet painfully apart. But here is where curiosity deepens. What happens when the crown finally rests on Leonor's head? Will Sofia still be at her side, a constant pillar, or will she fade into the background, remembered only as the sister of a queen? And what if Sofia herself chooses a path of bold independence, through studies abroad, through love, through choices that defy expectations? Royal history is filled with stories of siblings divided. Some fade into silence, others rise to surprising prominence. The question now is, where will Sofia stand in history's pages? And what of their personal bond? Can love survive such distance? Those who know them best say yes. Leonor and Sofia are tied not just by duty but by something unbreakable. Already, they are planning reunions, moments of quiet laughter away from cameras, the sisterhood that the crown cannot erase. Yet still, the image lingers. A farewell in silence, Leonor stepping into her future. Sofia watching her go, a goodbye that carries the weight of love, loss, and destiny all at once. It is easy to see the monarchy in titles and ceremonies. But at its heart, it is still a family. A family that laughs, cries, fights, and loves. And now, a family learning to live with distance. Leonor says goodbye not with finality, but with promise. Sofia accepts the distance not with weakness, but with strength. Together, apart, their story continues. And so, the world watches. Spain wonders, what will become of Sofia without her sister? What will Leonor become without Sofia's quiet presence? Every answer leads to another question, every goodbye hides the seed of another beginning. Two sisters, one crown, one goodbye, and a future that waits to be written.